Our company has three primary services. We buy and broker excess data center equipment. We assist companies with proper recycling, so if the equipment doesn't really have value, we make sure that it gets properly recycled and we can document that. And then we also help companies with data destruction. We have on and off-site data destruction solutions. So companies look to us that when they have excess equipment, the full end of life cycle is what we're doing. And we're kind of white glove so that our clients don't have to worry about it. We'll deal with the logistics, the building managers, the insurance. I think one of the biggest things too is that if there's any type of internal auditing that goes on, we can assist with providing all the compliance and companies' liability. Really, it was really a lot of people in this business are grassroots in terms of, there's people that just kind of grew up in the business, and I've seen a lot of, but now there's a lot of governance, especially with the growth of e-stewards and proper recycling, so that companies, we see our clients paying attention to it, and I like the fact that the industry is paying attention to it, so that when we are recycling goods, that we do get ourselves audited, and that our clients can see the chain of what happens to their excess assets. It still concerns me that there's a lot of people who, when it goes out, they are trusting their partner to dispose of it properly, but especially if you're a publicly traded company, that's a lot of trust to have, and even if you're not, it's a lot of risk, it's a lot of liability hanging out there.
The impression I get is there's still quite a lot of rogue companies out there, or companies who, for whatever reason, just turn a blind eye to it. But that's not something in this. We are now a green world. You have to.
Well, obviously, whether it's really happening or not, and the only way it's going to happen is not through companies like ours offer the service, but it's through awareness of the companies that we're dealing with, all the way through the company, that you have to use somebody that's e-steward compliant to get. There's e-stewards and R2. I would hope people are using one, and we're doing a lot of education. We're both e-stewards and R2 compliant.
So how would a company ensure that it's compliant?
Well, I think a lot of companies rely on getting a certificate.
Yeah.
A certificate's, when we have to supply a certificate, what are we doing? We go to Staples, we buy certificates, and we print something on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean a lot unless you have a legal contract behind it. And most companies, I think, are getting more and more aware that you need something. Our standard agreements say that we will do compliant recycling to meet a certain standard, and we ourselves are audited and can provide an e-steward and R2 certificates to our clients. So I don't think so much they should be looking for a certificate from us, but that we are documented in compliance every year and being audited, and these two organizations help with that quite a bit. So it's really industry governance, but our clients paying attention to, are we compliant to hitting those standards?
It's good to hear that they're interested in that. And what do you reckon, have you picked up anything from the show so far in terms of news or trends? I don't know if you were in the keynote.
No, I haven't. I do think what you're seeing as far as trends is, at least more of what I've been reading too, is that there are more, it seems like, white box type solutions for the data center, or all-in-one data center type solutions. I think things are becoming more and more standardized as, I worked in the data center business 15 years ago, and then people brought a lot of things in-house, and data center business kind of quieted down. And I think now it's kind of shifted back the other way, where, where data centers are now REITs.
I wrote a lot about that. You've been reading my stuff.
I read Data Center Dynamics every week. I do.
Good man. Now you need to graduate to the Daily website.
No, you guys are a good source of information. We we keep on top to see who's doing what. It seems like the reality of it is, people need to be in secure, managed, high uptime facilities, and there's really no reason not to be. And that's who we work with a lot too. A lot of our partners. But again, we operate more at the end of life. And the other thing I'd see too is trends for us is just being concerned with proper data destruction. I wish the United States would update some of their standards to more current media, like SSD drives.
Yep.
I don't know when they plan on doing that, but I think just most people, when we talk to them about it, they may not be aware of it, but once we explain what we're doing and what's offered, we can satisfy them with documentation over and above U.S. standards, because I just don't think I don't think the government's fully addressed it. The DoD and NIST needs to update their standards.
Yeah.
DoD and NIST.
They are probably...
Yeah, they're probably watching.
They don't need that because they've got it before we've got it.
They probably already,
Richard, thank you very much for
Yes.
popping by. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks, Bill.